So this is the tomb of Jesus. At one time, there were two different churches. There was this that covered the empty tomb, and then there's one that covered the rock of Calvary. So this one here was the tomb. Inside, you're going to see if he's empty or not. There's two chambers in here. The first one is going to be a piece of the stone that they rolled away, and then they take you by groups of 3 or 4, and you can go in and pray for as long as you want, as long as it's under 15 seconds, maybe 20 if you're on a slow day. And then they will rush you out. So inside, it's empty, which is, I remember the first time I came here, and some of you guys heard me tell the story before. I'm sorry, I only have like one story, but I remember coming here and I felt Jesus in all these places, and it was so cool. And then I remember coming here and I sort of rushed, and I was thinking, well, I just didn't feel your presence, Jesus, you know? And then I came here a second time on my own to just sort of make sure I get that feeling of Jesus I felt everywhere else. I hope you guys have on this trip too. So I went in there and still felt like no presence. And I was leaving. And I said, man, just what's going on? And I said, well, maybe I need it. Maybe it's something on me. So I prayed and everything else. Went a third time for another day. And went through the whole Stations of the Cross day here in the church and all that, and did it. Came in and got goosebumps all along the way. I knew this was going to be the climax of the trip. I got in there and I felt nothing. I know there's dangers and trusting feelings for worship. I get that. But I remember leaving just sort of dejected and just thinking, like in that moment, God sort of spoke in my mind. It wasn't like an epiphany moment, but it was sort of an epiphany moment. He said, man, I'm not in that tomb. You know, that's sort of the whole reason it's empty. That's sort of the point of it. Because I'm not there. And because I'm not there, he can be with our family in Clayton. Because he's not there, he can be with our family at the Olive Tree Hotel. Because he's not there, he can be with our family anywhere. He can be with those in need. So what this tomb represents is not that Jesus isn't here, but that Jesus is here. Does that make any sense? So that's what we remember. That's what we're looking at.